Yes, we can.
Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
Stories matter. Many stories matter.
Vulnerability is our most accurate measurement of courage.
If you're not prepared to be wrong, you'll never come up with anything original.
In this video, I break down what they do so well and give you practical tips so you can do the same. It's important because, well, your potential in life is held back by how well you communicate. The first iPhone took advantage of things that frustrated people.
Who wants a stylus?
The solution?
We're going to use the best pointing device in the world. We're going to use our fingers.
Jobs was a genius at humanizing communication. The way you can do this is by showing people what you mean. Use a metaphor. That's when you say something is something else. Like this. This filing cabinet is your brain. It forces you to simplify what you want to get across, and it makes it easier for the person you're communicating with to understand. And by the way, when you are good at this, it's usually what they remember most. If you don't have a metaphor, go for emotional connection.
Change will not come if we wait for some other person or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek.
Stories have been used to dispossess and to malign, but stories can also be used to empower and to humanize.
We don't grow into creativity, we grow out of it.
Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life.
The answers we loved on my TV programs were ones that painted a picture, that put you right in the moment, the situation. We wanted our images to tell stories too, so we spent a lot of time hunting down the best shot, the most amazing sequence. Dial into vivid language, visual stories, violent emotion. Show, don't tell. Evoke, don't explain. The number one response from people I train is, "It's complicated," when I ask them to simplify. Well, it is, and it isn't. I get people I work with to define 3 words that are their message. You can see how iconic speakers do this too.
An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. Are you getting it?
Creativity now is as important in education as literacy.
Women's issues are human issues, and they matter.
I define vulnerability as emotional risk, exposure, uncertainty.
Yes, we can.
They distill complex ideas into a simple, memorable, understandable sentence. Simplify the complex, define the 3 words that do the job. Iconic speakers tap into things that light up people's minds. Then comes the emotional fuel that lights the spark, igniting something bigger. You can do this by opening with the unexpected, novelty, surprise, a twist, jolt the brain into paying attention. Give a fresh take on ideas people think they already know. Ruffle some feathers. Share unconventional ideas or perspectives. Your opinion, your insight. Connect to something bigger. Show people a future they want. Spark inspiration. The word spark means to breathe life into. And inspiration, well, it's the most powerful emotion you could ever create. It might sound counterintuitive, but start with the end. First, define the aha you want people to have. It's the thought or realization you want to plant in the minds of the people you're interacting with, the takeaway that they get from what you're communicating. For example, aha, I didn't realize that, or aha, I get this now. Write it down first, right at the top. Next, define the outcome you want from the interaction. It could be something you want people to do. Write this down as the final message. It's only when you've defined your final results that you write your first line, one that sets up both the aha and your outcome. Go with your gut, don't overthink it. You can always finesse and change it later. The space in between is where you guide people deliberately and intentionally to the desired outcome. Be guided by your purpose and aha, structure with intention.
I'm like coming over here, so it's like a secret. So on the way here, I got pulled over.
It's as if she's having a chat with a good friend. Brené Brown is doing a few things here. Directly engaging in conversation, actively involving the audience, tapping into their emotions and making them feel seen, heard, valued. Ken Robinson was brilliant at this, which is why his is the most watched TED Talk of all time.
A little girl who was in a drawing lesson, she was 6, and she was at the back drawing, and the teacher said this little girl hardly ever paid attention. And in this drawing lesson, she did. And the teacher was fascinated. She went over to her and she said, "What are you drawing?" And the girl said, "I'm drawing a picture of God." And the teacher said, "But nobody knows what God looks like." And the girl said, "They will in a minute."
Create connection. It's really the most important thing. But make sure the way you're saying things isn't a turn-off. You want what Stephen Bartlett looks for when choosing a guest for his podcast.
When my team send me potential guests, there's a couple of criteria I look for. One of the non-negotiables.
Bartlett's podcast is one of the most popular in the world, and this is probably a big reason.
One of the non-negotiables is their ability to speak. If they're monotone, I find it hard to follow the story regardless.
Let me show you a couple of ways you can make sure you don't have this problem. Decide which words are key to the idea, emotion, impact you want to embed in the person you're communicating with. I underline these words or write them in all caps to emphasize them, to give them an audible energy kick. It helps you vary your pitch and tone. Connect with what you're saying. When you genuinely feel your words, your voice becomes more dynamic. You can speed up to build momentum and slow down to let ideas sink in. Obama uses intentional silence to draw listeners in. Jobs highlights keywords in a simple, clear way. Brown sounds like she's having a conversation. She creates instant trust. Adichie delivers ideas with powerful clarity. Robinson simplifies complex ideas with humour. During my TV years, people would come up to me when I was speaking, say, to the cashier in a shop, and they ask, "Are you Nima?" Not because they saw me, but because they heard me and recognised my voice. That's how powerful your voice can be. Tap into your vocal signature. Create your own vocal style. Iconic speakers genuinely believe their message. People sense this. You make this happen by taking ownership of your credibility, of your right to be up there speaking your truth. Believe in you, in what you're sharing. But even if you become brilliant at all these things, you will still lose your audience if you fall for the most widespread communication myths. My newsletter subscribers already know how to avoid them. I debunk 5 of them in this video. Watch it next.